I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Your truck is very loud.
You don't have my permission to use my likeness in your film.
Back away.
But what I can say,
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me.
I will talk to you if you turn that off. I don't want my likeness used either.
It's scary to me. You took an oath. You are the sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
I just had one simple question, man.
Okay, turn the camera off, and I'm happy to answer.
If you want to call your attorney, go ahead.
If you record in there, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
Ma'am, don't put your hands on me. Ma'am, don't put your hands on me. Am I being
Put
detained?
that down. I'm ordering you to
I
put
do
that
not
out
consent
of
to
your
any
hand.
seizures or
Drop
searches.
that out of your hand.
Am I
Stacy,
being
I'm
detained?
asking you to put that down.
These jaw-dropping moments show entitled Overstepping Cops Getting Humbled by Everyday Citizens Who Know Their Rights Better Than the Officers Do. In our first case, watch as these so-called law enforcers get schooled on the very laws they've sworn to uphold.
It's scary to me. You took an oath. You are the sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
On August 4th, 2024, an independent auditor named Sean was peacefully filming at the Limestone County Sheriff's Department in Alabama when he encountered two of the most disgraceful officers to ever wear the badge. What followed was a shocking display of misconduct that will leave you questioning how these cops are still on duty.
Who are you?
corrections officer,
And your name?
Jacob Rupp, RUPP.
I'm sorry? I can't hear you.
What are you doing?
I'm just taking some pictures and video of the facility
Why?
for my own personal use. What are you doing?
A guy out there trying to film the jail.
What are you doing?
Well, I was going to go to lunch.
You were gonna go to lunch? Don't let me stop you.
You're not stopping me.
Still following me around, the correctional officer. See, the correctional officer's jobs are to monitor the inmates, not free men and women walking around in public. I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Your truck is very loud.
You don't have my permission to use my likeness in your film.
I don't have your permission to use your likeness.
Yeah, you're not using my image on your film.
Well, we're in public.
Officers are public servants, which means they can be recorded and held accountable by the very people they serve. However, what you're about to see next is a complete failure as this officer blatantly disregards the standards they're sworn to uphold.
Yes, you're in public, aren't you?
Not on your camera, I'm not.
You are in public. This is a public place. We're in public. You have security cameras here filming me.
What I'm saying is I don't know what you're doing.
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me. I would appreciate that. Just back away.
But what I can say,
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me.
you're in public.
You're standing inches from me. Back away.
You're in public.
Back away.
Imagine being an officer tasked with keeping hardened criminals in check, yet crumbling this easily under pressure. Sadly, the officer's fragile ego only grew worse from here.
Go enjoy your lunch. This is not what you want to do.
What's the name of your YouTube page?
You want to go to lunch. That's what you want to do. You don't want to do this. There's no reason for it. You thought you were going to intimidate me coming up on me like that. Didn't work, did it? Didn't back up an inch. Now please back up and de-escalate. Or go get your supervisor. Can you call a supervisor? Because this guy is trying to intimidate me.
We got
You intimidate those guys in there, you ain't going to intimidate me.
Standing your ground against these power-hungry individuals is crucial, but as Sean would soon discover, the unprofessionalism wasn't confined to just one officer. It was a pattern that ran deep.
Stop trying to intimidate me. Tyrant. I'd like to speak to a supervisor, sir.
I'm the supervisor here right now,
You're a supervisor here right now? You're sergeant?
but I will talk to you if you turn that off. I don't want my likeness used either.
Right, I understand that you guys have a problem with likenesses being used. I get all that, Sarge.
These two donut-clad officers actually believed they could strip Sean of his rights in broad daylight, but that was just the beginning.
But what he can't do is try and intimidate members of the public. And you as a supervisor allowed it to
We
happen.
will have a deputy here shortly. You can talk to him.
You allowed that as a supervisor to happen, for him to come up in my space and intimidate me.
You cannot video in here. You cannot video inside.
This is a public lobby.
Do not videotape in this building.
I'm here to get a complaint form since you don't want to take my
Okay,
complaint.
complaint form is right down here at dispatch.
You shouldn't be fit to hold a higher rank if your emotions dictate your judgment. But what Sean had already faced was nothing compared to the level of corruption he was about to uncover.
I don't consent to using my likeness on your security camera footage. Just so you know. Hi, ma'am. I was looking to get a complaint form.
Okay, give me just a second.
No problem. Take your time.
Okay, sir, so my higher-ups are at lunch right now. We don't have complaint forms. You can talk to somebody and file a complaint.
Right, so there's no form that exists to file a complaint against a correctional officer?
Not at my office, no.
Not at your office.
No.
Where's the main sheriff's department?
So this is the main sheriff's department.
You can't have any complaints about your actions as a public servant if you've made it virtually impossible for anyone to speak out. And if you think this was just an oversight, you're about to be painfully mistaken.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you doing, sir? Are you with the Limestone County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir.
Just a quick question for you.
Okay.
I was told that there doesn't exist complaint forms to file a complaint against a deputy or a correctional officer in this case. Do you know that
Not a form.
like a form, like a complaint form, like somebody comes into the sheriff's department and says, hey, I want to file a complaint against deputy so-and-so.
Sure.
You just speak to a supervisor, there's no form you fill out?
Yeah. So, not that I know. There's not, because I'm just patrol deputy.
Okay.
If you do want to make a complaint, you can just
Speak to
call
a
up here
supervisor.
Monday through Friday and report it to our captain.
So, if someone wanted to report the captain, what could they possibly do? It's clear this department had zero interest in justice, especially with the next person Sean encountered.
Hey, Josh.
Requested to talk with me,
Yes.
Sheriff.
Yes, sir. I would love to speak to you. That's basically everything that transpired, Sheriff.
Here's the deal, man. You're welcome to film and do everything. All right. I know what you're here for. You may get some reaction out of people. I'm gonna go talk to them and let them know that you can be here and you can do this. It's just part of it. But as long as you don't start harassing no one or sticking it up anybody's face, I don't care, man. You're welcome to be here. So,
Right. So, but what do you?
Talk with him.
Right. So I'm not looking for anybody to harass me. I'm not
Then what are
looking
you
for
doing?
anybody to intimidate me.
But are you trying? You're trying to provoke a reaction out of people.
The sheriff was just as ignorant, if not more, than his officers. Sean's next few moments with him exposed the harsh reality of why corruption ran unchecked in this department.
You just watched the video.
But he didn't do anything illegal, did he?
It's very concerning that you are the sheriff of this county and
can
you
say
don't.
what you want,
You
but
could
my
say
employees
he didn't do anything illegal.
He didn't.
He didn't do anything illegal. Well, I would consider it harassment, so I would consider it illegal. I would
Here's the
consider it
deal.
illegal. If I
can
did
be
that to
here.
you, if I walked up to
Listen to
you,
me.
so if it's not illegal, I can walk up to you and
Do you want to
get
listen
in
to
your
me, or
face,
do you want
right?
to stand? Yeah. Is it, you don't bother me, but you're not going to do to other people.
Okay, but I didn't
like
do
I'm
it to
saying,
he
listen
came up to me. You saw the video, Sheriff.
I will talk to him.
But you saw the video. I was nowhere near him.
What Sean endures on a daily basis is truly commendable, especially as it becomes painfully clear why so many law enforcement officers remain stuck in their outdated, corrupt ways.
But other than that,
But what
like I
about
said, you can be here
recording?
as long as you
What about
start doing
recording is provoking anybody, Sheriff? Just recording in and of
So what
itself
is
is
your
not
goal
provoking.
right here today?
My goal is to peacefully exercise my rights and to see how our public servants, including yourself,
To
Sheriff.
see if you can provoke.
No. To see how they react to us
Like I said,
engaging
you
in
are
a
free to
constitutionally
do
protected
anything.
activity. It's
And
scary
I'll
to me.
talk
You
to
took
my
an
employees
oath.
and let them
You are the
know.
sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
I told you what
You're
I
not
said.
going to have a civil conversation because one of your. It is.
argumentative.
I'm not being
I'm not-
argumentative. You're saying
day-
that I'm here provoking people, but you're not taking accountability for your officers who tried to provoke me and intimidate me.
The sheriff, just like his officers, showed no concern for the public's treatment and acted as if this entire incident never even happened, going as far as attempting to censor Sean's video. Up next, we dive into another audit case, one that takes a shocking turn into outright illegal actions against the auditors.
Are you gonna allow him to violate my rights this way?
On April 18th, 2018, two auditors arrived at the Kern County Building for Jury Services, only to be met with shockingly unprofessional treatment from law enforcement.
May we help you?
Yeah, I was just trying to get some information on jury services and
You
stuff.
have to turn the camera down. You're not allowed to record in the court building.
Is this public access though?
No.
It's not.
No, this is an official court building, so you're not allowed to record it. So I have to ask if you turn it off.
Well, it didn't actually say a sign outside.
Well, this is a court building.
Okay,
and
so-
I'm gonna ask one more time if you wouldn't mind turn it off, and I'm happy to answer your question.
Okay, but
No,
my question is this:
off,
so
off.
if the
Please-
public,
please turn it off, and then I'll answer your question.
Well, actually,
I gotta warn you one more time.
you can warn me a million times, brother, but it doesn't say that I can't record in here.
Why do so many public government employees seem to have an extreme phobia of being filmed by the public? From this point on, the supervisor's behavior only became more insufferable.
This is a court building.
But what I'm asking is this public access?
No.
This is not public access.
No, this
So
is
if
for jurors.
if the public needs access to find out about jury services, they can't come in? They have to stay outside of
Jurors
the
that
door?
are summons, yes, can come in for jury duty, but if you have a camera, you're not allowed to bring it in.
But it doesn't say that outside.
It's a court building, you're not.
Are you the
allowed.
supervisor?
Yes, I am. So I'm gonna ask one more time, please turn the camera off and I'm happy to answer your question.
Well, I just had one simple question, man.
Okay, turn the camera off and I'm happy to answer.
I love how, even after blatantly contradicting himself, the supervisor still doubled down on his position. These next few moments will prove it was never about following the rules. It was all about his own ego.
I'm just doing a story, man, like for information to help people get information like you know what I mean? How to deal with jury services and court services and stuff like that. It just seems odd that you're willing to answer a question, not on camera, but...
Maybe the supervisor was just feeling like a little shy princess that day. But unfortunately for the auditors, things were about to take a drastic turn for the worse.
No, we don't understand, because if it's publicly accessible, we're allowed to go in and film in any corridor, lobby.
Jury services
Because why?
There's private information in there. So if you walk in there, people are getting selected for a jury trial, right?
Right, yeah,
They get picked and they're on a jury trial.
right.
Private information.
Uh-huh.
So if you know the people that are possibly on a jury and you're filming it, that's private information.
So, does that mean only blind people are allowed to enter the building? This cop clearly didn't put much thought into his words, and as you'll see next, he didn't put much thought into his actions either.
Well, I can go into any public accessible area.
But
in
not
the court.
with camera.
Sure I can. Sure I can. And first of all, there's no juries in there right now for personal information.
Well, I'm telling you, you can't. You understand?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
so I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna call our attorney.
No. I'll tell you what you're gonna do.
Oh, you're gonna tell me what I'm gonna do?
If you want to call your attorney, go ahead.
We're gonna call our
But if
attorney.
all you're gonna do is not listen to what I'm saying,
Okay, do I have to listen to what you're saying?
Yes,
Why is
you
that?
do, because I'm
you're my
giving you-
boss. You're my dad.
if
Are
that's
you
what
put
you
me on
want
your
to do,
taxes? No.
dude, if you want to go in there, listen.
This cop clearly wasn't used to people standing up for themselves, and unfortunately for these auditors, they were about to face the harsh consequences for doing just that.
No, don't talk to me in my ear like that, dude. Dude, he can't touch me.
Listen,
He can't touch me. He can't touch me like
we're
that, bro.
giving you a choice
Hey,
right now,
record this.
all right? You cannot record in there.
Okay.
If you record in there, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
Yes, yeah, well, I understand, man, but I'm already outside, dude. Look at this. I'm already outside. And
What-
he's
what are
twisting
you
my
guys
hand.
doing here?
Dude, don't twist my arm like that, dude. You're hurting me. Please,
What
you're hurting me.
story
Look,
are you
I'm
guys
not.
doing?
Well, the
I'm not-
story is right now on how public officials
Dude, you're hurting me. Please let go a little bit.
violate a First Amendment.
Dude, I'm here in a
right
peaceful
to film in
protest, bro.
public. You're going to be
That
part of
is
this.
not public.
What's truly ridiculous is that none of this even took place inside the building they were so desperate to protect. The following scene will only prove they didn't care about the law either.
Are
Okay,
your
man,
cameras
that's
in
fine.
your
Dude, but
vehicle?
you're about to break my arm, man.
Let's
There's
go.
no need for that.
Go put your cameras in your vehicle.
Officer, what's your name and badge number, please?
So what are you guys gonna
Can you
do?
what is it? Can you help out this situation right here? Look, I'll get off the property, dude.
He's a first responder. I do what he's
So he's gonna are you gonna allow him to violate my rights this way?
telling you what to do. He's telling you to go
And I agreed that I would do it. I'm gonna go out.
What are you gonna do then? You didn't agree to anything.
I told you that I would get off the property and call my attorney, bro.
At this point, these officers were only interested in satisfying their own power trip. But the auditors weren't about to tolerate this kind of mistreatment any longer.
Do you have a card? I need a card from every single one of you guys, man.
Cards. Our department doesn't issue them to us.
Okay, Walter's badge number what?
863.
863.
Like I told you, you guys
Finley.
are welcome to come in here. It is accessible to the public. Just
No body cams on you guys.
Do you see anything?
I'm off the property now. I'm on public. Now I'm on public, bro. I'm
on a
on
public
public property,
sidewalk.
bro. Why don't you know the First
We're on a
Amendment,
public
man?
sidewalk.
Why don't you know the
Now
First
you're trying to
Amendment,
say
dude?
we're on your property still?
If you guys want to leave,
You fucking hurt my
We
arm,
did
bro.
leave.
You fucking hurt my arm.
We're
I'm
on
gonna
a
file a
fucking
lawsuit
public
against you.
sidewalk.
They wear the county symbol on their uniforms, yet continually work against the very people they're meant to serve. And nothing highlights this hypocrisy more than the last clip.
Hey man, can you stay in between him and I, please? I don't feel safe around that guy, dude. Hey, Felipe.
You said it's open to
Hey,
the
dude.
public without cameras.
I'm in Bakersfield. I just got assaulted by an officer. Officer
No, you said it's not open to the public.
Officer Moreno,
Don't change
dude.
your words.
He fucking grabbed me by my arm, twisted it. He tried to break it, dude. And he took me to the sidewalk.
With a camera. It is public accessible without a camera.
I am in Bakersfield, California, at the County of Kern Jury Services. 1661 Truxton.
Let's just hope their attorney comes through and holds these so-called public servants accountable for their blatantly contradictory anti-public attitude. Next, we meet an absolute Karen from hell who somehow managed to become an officer and terrorize the local community.
There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America.
On September 12, 2018, a man was simply filming on a public sidewalk when a power-hungry police officer locked eyes with him and decided it was time to blow off some steam at his expense.
What are you doing over here?
Just videotaping.
What are you videotaping?
Facility.
Why are you videotaping the facility?
Just my own purposes.
So, what's going on?
I don't answer questions.
Do you have any ID on your butt?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, we got a call for a suspicious person, okay? Because this is kind of suspicious behavior.
Okay, what crime do you suspect me of committing?
So, all right, before we act stupid, okay?
Does knowing your rights really make you stupid in this cop's eyes? If you think this moment was bad, just wait. What's coming next will show you the full extent of her arrogance.
Let's just talk about when you're standing in front of a facility that's a government building, and you're filming it like that, you caught the attention of the security guards, right? There might be some cause for concern for who you are and if you intend to do anybody any harm over here.
Well, I have no ill will.
All right, well, I can't take your word for it, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to identify yourself.
Well, do you know that we're standing in a public property?
That's fantastic.
And
I'm
unless
the
you're...
police, okay?
I understand.
I'm investigating something right now.
Okay,
I'm
so am I.
Sure, trust may be hard to come by, but you need reasonable doubt to search someone. Unfortunately, as we're about to see, this Karen didn't need any justification, just her inflated ego.
And you should know that unless I'm being suspected of a crime, I don't have to provide ID.
Well, until I can determine that you are not committing a crime, I'm going to ask you for your ID.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to decline to that, ma'am. Do you have a what's your name and badge number?
You can decline. It's on my chest.
What's your name? I don't see your name in your chest.
Well, you haven't identified yourself to me either. So
I don't have to, ma'am. You're a government official. You're entitled to identify yourself.
Fantastic.
Has this cop ever heard of innocent until proven guilty? What happened next only exposed the true extent of her twisted understanding of the law.
Let's not make a bigger thing than we have to.
It's not. I'm just doing a lawfully protected.
Can you identify yourself as a journalist then?
I don't have to, ma'am. This is the United States of America. No, I don't,
I
ma'am.
think you need to review the laws.
Maybe you need to review the laws.
Nope.
Maybe you need to review the laws, ma'am.
Okay. What's gonna happen?
Do you have a
is-
supervisor?
What's gonna happen is you're gonna identify yourself. If you choose not to identify yourself, because now I've asked you about 4 times.
It's easy to act tough and righteous when you have a whole crew to back you up, and unfortunately, these other officers proved to be no better.
What's gonna happen?
Then this is gonna rise to the level of obstruction of justice because I have to figure out
What crime? What crime do you
You
suspect
won't tell
me?
me what you're doing here.
I already
Your
told you,
behavior
ma'am.
is highly suspicious.
I already told you,
There's
ma'am.
No, you're not explaining.
Can I speak to your
anything.
supervisor?
And if you simply identify yourself
Well, ma'am,
and explain what's going on here, then we don't have an issue.
I already
but I'm
told
gonna
you.
start to get aggravated
Well-
if you take up more of my time today. Do you understand?
well, ma'am,
Okay.
you're taking time for yourself. I'm a public citizen. I'm on a public sidewalk, recording a public building.
If you're so easily triggered by one guy with a camera, maybe you shouldn't be a cop in the first place.
Ma'am, don't put your hands on me.
Come stand over
Ma'am,
here.
don't
So I'm
put your
gonna
hands
pat
on me.
you down. I'm just
There.
patting you down for my safety.
Why are you, ma'am? Why are you? Am I being
Put
detained?
that down. You
Ma'am.
can't have anything in your hands right now. Put that
I-
down. I'm ordering you to put
I
that
do
out
not
of
consent to
your
any
hand.
seizures or searches.
Drop that out of your hand now.
I do not consent to any seizures or searches.
That's fine. You don't have to.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Phone down. I don't want anything
What
in your
time?
hands
What
right now.
crime?
My safety.
Am I being
I'm
detained?
asking you to put that down.
She's patting you down for what?
I'm not
No
asking
problem.
you. I'm telling you.
This is what happens when you let a Karen into the police force. She thinks she can play judge and jury with anyone. But little did these cops know, they were about to mess with the wrong person.
I guarantee you, you're gonna leave here before I do, and you're not gonna get my ID. I guarantee you, and you're burning me with your engine. You're burning me with your engine in my hand because this is for my safety, ma'am.
Hold your phone, have a seat.
This is for my safety. Do you have any body cams?
Have a seat.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. You failed to identify yourself as a government official. I demand for you to contact your supervisor right away.
This man had finally had enough of the charade and was ready to unleash all his knowledge on these officers, schooling them on their own laws.
Wait, what are you doing here today?
Sir, well, right now what we're doing is wasting our taxpayers' money and harassing good citizen that's only gathering some content for a story. There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America. And I will be filing a formal complaint on you and you will be hearing from me. I promise. Sir?
Do you have an idea?
Sir? I do have an ID. I don't have it on me, and with all due respect, you should know that unless I'm being suspected of a crime, I do not have to provide that information.
He truly set the record straight, exposing these officers for their tyrannical behavior. But of course, these officers had no shortage of excuses to defend their actions.
Okay, we can do this very simply. We just want to make sure, verify who you are, okay? What you're doing is engaging in suspicious activity. We got called here.
So I'm being detained.
We're talking.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you're being
Under suspicion of what crime?
We're investigating that right now.
Then you have no authority of detaining me. This should be a consensual. This should be a consensual conversation. No, what's your name and badge number, sir?
Here's the thing.
Listen, you don't speak for him. What's your name and badge number?
Officer Quali,
Can we?
badge 490.
I appreciate that, sir.
The worst part of this entire incident? These officers, by their own admission, don't even know what they're doing. With that, we've reached the end of today's cases. If you found this video eye-opening, please show your support by liking and subscribing to stay informed about future cases like these. And if you enjoyed this, don't miss our next video. Check it out here.